Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Anne and I thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a long time. This is the longest break I've ever taken from you guys and I miss you all so much. But I do have a legitimate reason, and as you can tell from my topic, I just want to talk a little bit about menopause. How is everyone doing though? I do hope you're all doing fantastic, having a wonderful day. Where do I start? First of all, I'm just this topic is a little bit personal, and as it probably is not really apt for my plant channel, but because of the way it affected me, I want to share. For one, just to raise awareness, and for two, just to encourage anyone else who is going through this experience, just to know that you're not alone and this is something that others do share. And unity is strength. So first of all, I don't know why this topic is so tabooed. Menopause is something that in the US alone, over 1 million women. As a matter of fact, when I read it says 1.3 women in the US experience menopause every year. So why is this so tabooed? I'm not sure why people just go through this in silence and just not say anything. But because of how it affected me, I think it is my responsibility to use my platform to share so that others can, understand and know. And even if you are not at this phase in life, you can know that sometime down the road, you're going to pass this way. And for me, my preliminaries started in 2023, I think it was. Yes, 2023. And by 2024, it came full blown. So, and that was when it hit me like a ton of bricks, And I realized that this thing is not just about hot flashes and sweating. Some people say they experience night sweating and all of that. I didn't have that. But what I encountered was extreme fatigue. Everything that I had to do, it took 2 or 3 times the effort to accomplish everything that I had to do. I had to push myself, and fortunately, I did not experience insomnia, because some people do go through insomnia. So I was able to sleep, but even with my full 7-8 hours sleep at night, during the day, I would still struggle, I felt extremely fatigued. And for someone, I've always been a person to exercise, walk, do all of that, and all of a sudden, you just have to push yourself to do everything. Even 30-40 minutes of walking, I had to be pushing myself to do that. And a lot of times I just didn't feel like doing it, and I didn't. And the emotional roller coaster felt like when I was pregnant, During pregnancy, you would cry for simple things, and then so emotional. And these were the things that were happening, I felt like. And if I tried to explain it to someone, maybe halfway through the explanation, I'm not even making sense, and and so I wouldn't even try to explain, because not only those who are not experiencing, or those who have not been there, they find it hard to grasp. Not only that, but I had a problem explaining, because I'm thinking I can't communicate this effectively so you get exactly how I'm feeling. And when you are physically ill and people can tell, oh, you're suffering from this, you're suffering from that, they are more keen to extend, they are more keen to be empathetic towards you because it's something that they can see, or it's something. But when it is something you cannot show them, hey, this is what is happening, and you're trying to explain, it's a little bit harder. And because nobody really talks about this, then this is, like, people don't know. Because I have sisters who have been this way, and I asked them and they have not experienced this kind of way. My mom went through, hot flashes, sweating, excessive sweating and stuff, but I've never heard her complain about joint pains and extreme fatigue and just feeling like you just want to take time out. I don't know. The best way I can explain this is when we were kids growing up in Jamaica and we were playing games and stuff like that outdoors. We used to play a lot of outdoor games, and we're running and we're doing this and we're that, and we're tired, we want to get some water. Say, want water break or bathroom break, we would say cree. I don't know if this is even a word that is, if it's a real word, but we would say cree. It's a timeout. You get to go do whatever you do, and you have a little reprieve. So you can't, they can't, you get a break from the game to go do your stuff. A lot of mornings when I get up to go to work, I want to say cree. I just wanted to sleep, or to just not have to do, to deal with anything. That was how it felt. And I'm speaking, it's so funny because I'm speaking in the past tense right now, and it's not like I'm over it, but I think the worst are, because it's getting better, so to speak. It's getting better, and I am walking, and feeling better, doing better. And in the heights of everything, when it was really so bad, and I met with my doctor, and we talk about hormonal treatment, and just ready to give me a prescription and everything. But when I weighed the pros and the cons of the medication, I decided not to do the hormonal treatment because of the side effects, and I just wasn't ready to take that risk. But I know that for many women, at least 3/4 of all of us who go through menopause, they don't get it this severe. It's the basic hot flashes and night sweating and stuff like that. But there is still 1/4 of us who go through the severe stages, or I don't even know what to call it. But it's hard, it's really hard, because you have to dig deep not to just roll over and say, oh, hey. Joint pains, muscle stiffness, all of those things. And one of the worst part is that when you are in the onset of those symptoms, and when you're not making the connection, in your mind you're like, oh my God, what is happening to me? You're not knowing. Oh my goodness, that when you're not sure, and you're checking this and you're checking that, and you can't, after you've made the connection, it is a little bit more, you can take the level down a little, because okay, so this is what's causing all of this turmoil in my body and stuff like that. Then you can understand a little better, and you're better able to cope. But not knowing can also be very, very, can cause a lot of anxiety. You're not sure why this is. After you've made the connection, then you can calm down a little bit and say, okay, now I know this, but how come I never hear anybody else talk about this? I didn't even know that this was a menopausal symptom. I never know that. Joint pains, joint stiffness, this uh some of the feelings you can't even describe. You can't even describe. But sometimes I tell you, just everything you have to do takes more effort. You understand? Because my faith is a big part of who I am, the essence, I would say, of who I am. And even to get in the word, I had to push myself. And then that was one of the time when I look back and I said, no, I understand the scripture. I think Psalm 119, I forgot which verse, but it's in Psalm 119 when David said, thy word have I hid in my heart, that I may not sin against you. We need to get the word, not only read the word and understand the word, but store it inside, so that in times when you, for whatever reason, whether you just don't feel like reading the word or you can't get access to physically reading, you have it inside, and then you can ruminate. You can meditate on it because you have already had that stored inside of you. That came in very handy when I just didn't feel like getting into the word, because I just didn't feel like. So I don't know if you can relate. Please drop it in the comment. One of the things that helped me cope with this was when a really good friend of mine, shout out MTR, it was just so nice of you. That conversation, we had a really, really long conversation, and we prayed, and I felt that was a breaking point for me, because I did not have to say, I didn't even have to explain the things, because she knew. She had been there and she knew. And then that was a source of comfort to me to know that, okay, so I'm going to go through and it's going to end. It's not going to be always like this. And okay, this is kind of normal for some of us to go through this. It helps. It helps. And that is why I'm sharing this, so that if you are, whether you're on the onset or you're in the middle, you can know that it won't last forever. And it is something that happens to a number of women. We just happen to go through these severe menopausal conditions. And when while researching and trying to see, look at this in depth, I realized that what I've experienced, or what I'm experiencing, is not even the worst case, because they are so much worse. Because people really get, even I see people get really, they develop heart conditions too, starting with palpitations and all of that. And it's just so many things that you can, when I look at insomnia, I love to sleep. Sleep is one of my things to do. Yeah. And yeah, you have, one of the conditions is insomnia. I'm so thankful that that has not been my forte, and I really sympathize with those who are experiencing these conditions. But I just want to encourage you to continue to push through, and knowing that it won't last forever. I do also understand that some people go through this longer, much longer than some. Some people go through an extended period of menopause. And I really hope and pray that that's not the case with me. And I don't think so, because I am daily feeling better. And as you can see from my thumbnail, that one of the ways, because I said it, one of the ways that it affected me is that I was not up on my my planned care, so I had plants that were in need of repotting and stuff like that, and they just started to decline, because I just did not feel like doing those things. I would water them whenever I get a chance, but I was not up on the in-depth care. Even my prized PPP, my pink princess, that was doing so well, it outgrew that part, and the pole was just weighing it down, and one evening I came home from work and everything was on the floor. It finally fell, and thankfully it was not it was intact. I think a few leaves broke off, but no major damage, and so that forced me to repot, and I chopped it and repotted, and it's coming back slowly. And I have a few plants that lost leaves and stuff like that, and but all in all, I think most of my plants are still doing well, and I'm going to give you a spring tour very shortly, and they're mostly doing well. And this is due to the fact that I don't have a large collection. My plant collection is very manageable, and that is intentional. That is deliberate, because plant care is my hobby, and I do not want to be stressed by my hobby. So I made sure that my collection is very manageable. So yeah, I just had to come on here and say, I think more women need to talk about menopause and to normalize it. Every hormone transition is something, it does something to you. Because remember, when we were kids growing up and we entered puberty, that was a change in our that's hormone transition, and we give grace to that. Oh, the kids are acting up, the teens are acting up, but it is normal because it's a hormone. They're trying to adjust, and they're trying to get acquainted with this new side of themselves and stuff. And so we give grace to teens because they are getting out of their kid stage into puberty. Same thing with pregnancy. When a woman is pregnant, changes in their hormones, and of course we give grace. It's pregnancy. So I expect that the same grace should be extended to those of us women, or all women, who encounter or experience severe menopausal changes. It's a thing. It's not just something in the mind, it's a thing. And I want us to shed awareness. Let our kids understand. Both boys and girls, they need to know, because those who are with their spouses, they will understand. Hey, cut them some slack. This is something that they're going through. They're not making it up. It's not something in their head. It is something that is normal. So that's all I'm asking for, that we try and normalize menopause a little bit more. So I invite you to comment if you're going through any of this, or if you know any friend, a sister, a friend who's been through this thing or is going through. Just encourage them and let them know that this is a normal thing. And I know that exercise helps. It does. Even though you don't feel like exercising, but exercise does help. And just talking to someone who's been there, and it does help, and that is not something that you're conjuring up in your mind, and you feel like you're just, oh my gosh, why am I so, it's not, it's normal, and it will pass. Some people seek therapy and stuff, and it does help, but my thing with that was that because I even I made an appointment and I canceled, just because I'm saying I am going to sit and listen to someone who has not been through what I'm experiencing now. So I didn't want anything theoretical. I wanted to hear from somebody who's actually been there, experienced, and that's exactly what I got from my friend and my sister, that helped me so well. And so I think those of us who are going through, if we share with those who are, on the onset especially, and you're just trying to figure out, this will be helpful. It will be helpful. So if you listen to the end, I thank you so much for watching. And please, this video is especially for awareness. So I ask you to share. And if you are not a part of my planned family, now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And let's continue the talk in the comment. Until my next video, take care now. Bye.